Welcome to the next session of unit number 1 switching voltage regulator. In this part I am going to explain the buck regulator, the construction of this converter, operation of the buck regulator in continuous conduction mode, equivalent circuit diagram for each of the mode, and waveforms of the various parameters of the buck regulator. Afterwards, we will do the derivation of the equation which shows the relation between input and output voltage for the buck regulator. So, the buck regulator is a DC to DC converter. It converts one level of DC voltage into another level of DC voltage. Actually, it is a step down converter. It converts one level of voltage into the lower level of the voltage, which means output voltage of the buck regulator is always less than the input voltage. Let us first of all go through the construction of the buck regulator. It involves the DC supply, then switch, which is controlled switch, usually the MOSFET because of high switching frequency component, a diode, energy storage device inductor, filter component capacitor, and load at the output side. Diagram below shows the equivalent circuit diagram for mode 1 and mode 2 operation of the buck regulator in continuous conduction mode. Besides that, the waveforms of the various parameters for this operation are shown. Waveforms represent the behavior of the parameter with respect to time. If we look at the circuit diagram of the buck regulator, it has one controlled switch. So always remember that if DC to DC converter has one switch, then the one cycle operation of that converter can be explained with the help of two modes. Mode 1 when the switch is in the on state condition, and mode 2 when the switch is in the off state condition. In the equivalent circuit diagram, the highlighted portion shows the active part during the mode 1 operation. Similarly, during the mode 2 operation, these components are active. They are participating in the operation. Okay, now let us understand the mode 1 and mode 2 operation of this regulator. During the mode 1, the switch is turned on. So when the switch is turned on, the inductor gets connected to the supply. Diode remains off because it comes into the reverse bias condition. The positive terminal of the supply appears at the cathode of the diode, and the negative terminal of the supply appears at the anode of the diode. Hence, diode is in the reverse bias condition and it remains off during the mode 1 operation. Because inductor gets connected to the supply, it starts storing the energy. The current starts from the positive terminal of the supply, it passes through the switch, it passes through the inductor, it goes to the load, and it flows back to the source. During this mode of operation, inductor continuously stores the energy. Let us analyze the behavior of the parameters side by side using the waveforms. So the first one is the timing diagram. This represents the on duration of the switch, and this represents the off duration of the switch. The first waveform is corresponding to the voltage across inductor. Second is for the voltage across diode. Next one is the output voltage and current through the inductor IL. We know that the task of the buck regulator is to produce a steady DC voltage, so the output voltage waveform is constant. During the first interval, voltage across inductor is nothing but the input voltage minus output voltage. The reason is the inductor is connected to the source on the left hand side and it is connected to the load on the right hand side. So using the circuit and network theorem, the direction of the current through the inductor is in this way. So the voltage on the left side minus voltage on the right side. So the voltage across inductor during the mode 1 is nothing but the input voltage minus output voltage. Voltage across diode. Voltage across diode is same as the supply voltage V input. The reason is here the switch is in the on state condition. We can consider this switch as a short circuit element, so the diode appears in the parallel fashion with the supply. So the voltage drop across the diode is same as the supply voltage. And current IL during the first interval, the task of the inductor is to store the energy and hence the current through the inductor gradually increases from minimum value towards the maximum value. At the instant dt, the switch is made off and the mode 2 operation begins. When the switch is made open, at that time the polarity across inductor gets reversed. On the right hand side the polarity becomes positive, on the left side the terminal becomes negative. And due to that, this diode comes into the forward bias condition and it can be thought as a short circuit element. Whatever the energy stored by the inductor during mode 1, that energy of the inductor gets released into the load via this freewheeling diode D. So the current starts from the positive terminal of the inductor, it passes through the load, it passes through the diode and it goes back to the inductor. So in this direction, current delivers the energy to the load from the inductor L. So during the second interval, when the switch is off, voltage across inductor is equal to minus V output. The reason is inductor comes in parallel with the load and the voltage across load is VO. And in the second interval the polarity across inductor is reversed, so the voltage across inductor is equal to minus VO. During the second interval, diode is in the on state condition and it can be thought as a short circuit element, so the voltage drop takes place across diode is approximately 0. And in the mode 2 operation, the current flowing through the inductor gradually decreases from maximum value towards the minimum value as the inductor releases its energy to the load. So this is the operation of the buck regulator in the continuous conduction mode. Once the energy is delivered by the inductor to the load, then the switch will be closed. The cycle gets over and once again the second cycle mode 1 begins. Now let us derive the equation of the output voltage for the buck regulator in continuous conduction mode. So a buck converter operates in continuous mode if the current through the inductor IL never falls to 0 during the commutation cycle, which means that over the one cycle period the current flowing through the inductor never attains the 0 value. You have seen the waveform of IL. The current swings between minimum and the maximum permissible value. The current never reaches to the zero value. So this mode of operation for buck regulator is known as continuous conduction mode. So when the switch is closed, the voltage across inductor, that is in the mode 1, as I explained, is V input minus V output. The current through the inductor gradually increases in the first interval, and as the diode is in the reverse bias condition because of the voltage source V input, no current flows through the diode. When the switch is opened, that is the beginning of the second mode, the diode comes into the forward bias condition, and the voltage across inductor in the second interval is given as minus V output. Current IL gradually decreases during the second interval as the inductor delivers its energy to the load. So the energy stored into the inductor L is generally represented by the equation E is equal to 1 half L I square. Therefore, it can be seen that the energy stored in L increases during the on time as IL increases and then decreases during the off time. So the task of inductor is to transfer the energy from input to the output of the converter. The rate of change of IL can be calculated from this equation, which is VL is equal to L into di by dt. It is nothing but the voltage drop across the inductor, with VL equal to input minus output during the on state and minus V output during the off state. So the increase in the current during the on state, which is delta IL on, is given by integration 0 to T on VL upon L dt. So from the previous discussion, we understood that voltage drop takes place across inductor during the first mode. First mode, that means when the switch is on, is equal to input minus output. So when we substitute that equation into here and when we do the integration, then delta IL on becomes V input minus V output divided by L into T on. T on can be represented in terms of duty cycle as T on is equal to D into T, where D is a scalar quantity and it is called the duty cycle, which is nothing but the on time of the switch divided by the total time provided to the switch, and the value of the duty cycle varies between 0 to 1. Conversely, the decrease in the current during the off state is given by delta IL off. The integration starts from this T on instant and up to T on plus T off. At that instant is marked as total time T. So during this time interval, the current through the inductor decreases, and the equation shows the rate of change of current during this off time period. And that current is flowing through the inductor. Because of that, delta IL off is equal to T on to T on plus T off VL divided by L into dt. And again, from the previous discussion, we know that voltage drop takes place across inductor during the second interval is minus VO. So when we substitute VL is equal to minus VO, and when we do the integration, the delta IL of results in minus VO divided by L into T off. T off can be represented in terms of duty cycle as T off is equal to 1 minus D into T. If we assume that the converter operates in steady state, it means that the energy stored in each component at the end of the commutation cycle T is equal to that at the beginning of the cycle. Let us understand the meaning of steady state with the help of this inductor current waveform. You can see that the current flowing through the inductor at the beginning cycle is equal to I minimum, and when the cycle ends, the current flowing through the inductor reaches to the I minimum. So the magnitude of the current at the beginning of the cycle and at the end of the cycle is same. So that is known as the steady state condition, right? So you can see that here, that means the current IL is the same at T is equal to 0, which is I minimum, and at T is equal to T, that is also I minimum. So we can write Vi minus Vo divided by L into T on minus Vo divided by L into T off is equal to 0. That is nothing but the rate of change of inductor current during on time plus rate of change of inductor current during off time is equal to 0. That is delta IL on plus delta IL off is equal to 0. It also says that the net rate of change of inductor current over the one cycle is equal to 0. So by substituting the value of delta IL on and delta IL off, we get the equation Vi minus Vo divided by L into T on minus Vo divided by L into T off is equal to 0. And by simplifying this equation, we can finally have output voltage is equal to D times input voltage. V output is equal to D into Vi. From this equation, it can be seen that the output voltage of the converter varies linearly with the duty cycle for the given input voltage. As the duty cycle increases, output voltage increases, and the duty cycle decreases, output voltage decreases. We know that input to the buck regulator is fixed, so we cannot change the input voltage, but to change the output voltage we have to adjust the magnitude of duty cycle D. As the duty cycle D is equal to the ratio between T on and the period T, it cannot be more than 1. So ultimately we can say that we can change the magnitude of output voltage by adjusting this ratio on time of the switch divided by total time given to the switch.